to BrewBat. Just going to take you through some of the intro stuff. So basic registration and getting your account set up. Should take more than about 5 or 10 minutes. So when you're on the front page, if you want to register an interest, you have to click on this register button here. This will take you to a register interest page. Chuck your email in there. Uncheck that if you don't want to be on a mailing list, and a little bit of info about where you heard about us. And click register, and once the account's approved, you'll get an email, and you can log in with that email. Should be fairly straightforward. Please let me know if it doesn't work. I've already registered this account, so I'm just going to log in with my regular details.com. So when you sign in, you'll be presented with your recipe page. If you haven't saved any recipes, it'll be blank and empty like this. You can look at public recipes here, and I can click on any one of these. I can enter the recipe. I can't edit or delete it, but I can copy it to my accounts, and on all of the ingredients, etc., will be copied, and you'll be able to work on that recipe as it's your own. First thing to do is get your account set up. So click on the settings icon here. You can change your username, and you can upload a picture. You can also check out your recipe limit here. Currently, all new accounts are set at just a 10 limit. If and when we get the subscription service up and running, that will increase to whatever it needs to be. You can also import BSMX files here if you wish. There are options here with that too. So delete your existing recipes, make them public or not. If you're embarrassed about your recipes, uncheck that or leave it unchecked. So most important things to do when you're getting started are water and equipment. Get them set up, and it'll make recipe days or recipe setups a lot easier. You can also set up default carbonation as well. Let's get started on the water though. So here we have your ion concentrations. If you've got settings that you want to use, just chuck them in there, click save, and you're done. When you add water to your recipe or use that as a default. If you don't have that information, or you might want slightly more accurate water profiles, we actually have a database of water reports. So I'm just going to show you how to use that. Now I have Bristol here as a starting point. If you want to search for where you live, I actually live in Brighton, so I'm going to click on this. Apologies for this being off screen. That is GeoFix. Let me click on that though. So as soon as you click on a new place, it'll download the water reports for that particular place. If you click on one of these, you'll actually see there is water report information on the screen. You can click on any one of those, and you can also have a look at the reports that have been downloaded. You will see the number of reports that have been returned. So there's 12 here. There's actually 8 on the screen at the moment, so I can just do that to increase the number of reports. This bottom row here is what you're going to save. Now they're actually a sort of average, but it excludes any outsiders. So anything that's sort of very different to the average, it'll just exclude it from the results. So you can manually do that as well. So if I have a look through these results, I'm seeing there's a couple here with quite high bicarbonate ions. There's one here with 354. There's one here with 300. Now 354 I'm going to exclude, so I think that's just way outside. So I'm going to uncheck that, and you'll see that decreases your results. If I check it, it goes up to 10 or so. So I'm going to do that. You don't have to do that. Another thing you can do is increase the radius search. If you don't have enough reports in your local area, you can up it to 20 kilometers. Click Get Report, and it will get the reports for the new radius. I'm happy where we are at the moment, though, so I'm just going to click Save Profile. You can edit here if you want. You can exclude your latitude and longitude. It's just a bit of a help next time you want to go onto this page. You shouldn't have to do it more than once though. So I'm going to click OK. and it will have saved a report. You can also submit a report to the database. You do need latitude and longitude data, so the trick is you just do a search and add the report in there, and that will just increase the accuracy of these reports going forward. So I'm going to go back to settings. We're automatically taken to the water screen, and you'll see the report has been saved. So great. Now, user equipment, you can manually enter all of this stuff, and you might actually want to tweak it a little bit going forward. But for now, I'd recommend probably just either finding your equipment. If it's commercial equipment here, there's some tooltips to help. Again, there's slightly might need a little fix there for that, but for the time being, let's just click on Add Equipment to the profile. Okay, so um, excuse this this little tooltip here. So you've got all your settings here, and if you just click on Save, that should save the equipment to the profile, and you're away. Finally, carbonation. You can choose your default carbonation. You can choose the default carbonation temperature, so the beer temperature, which will change the amount of dissolved CO2. Your default volumes, your sugar type, whichever one you prefer. If you're using keg carbonation, you can choose the different line. You can also choose the tap height, which is the distance from the middle of the keg to the tap, and that will change the amount of volumes or the pressure of CO2. Again, once you're happy with that, click Save. I'm just going to click 22.3 and table sugar and click Save there. Okay. And oh, that's not working. Okay. Anyway, that should, for the most part, get things going. Right. So that's about all for the sort of user equipment stuff. Next step is to make a new recipe, and all you want to do is click on this screen here to create a new recipe. It'll take you to a new page, and all of the stuff you've just saved from the equipment profile will be saved. All you need to do is type the name of the recipe, click Add Recipe, and it will save the recipe to your user profile, and you can get editing. Just before I finish, any of these will point you to documentation here. If you're not really sure what's going on, you have a link to your recipes here. You have a bunch of different calculators, including the water profile here. You can go to that and set things up. You have links to the documentation here, link to the forum, and you can log out. We also have a dark and a light mode, which is fairly straightforward, but that'll save to your user profile as and when you wish. Anyway, that's it for the intro. If you have any issues, please don't hesitate to contact me on beer@brewbat.com or send a little post a link on the forum. Very happy to have any feedback as long as it's constructive. If there's anything wrong that you can't figure out, then please get in touch. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.